Hello, good morning. This is Shamal here. So, what is mind? This is really a fascinating question to understand minds. So, we often, we talk about minds. So, we say very simple way that your mind is corrupted or your mind is gone. Like people are people abuse people in a different way that you are a mindless people. Really, whether somebody is mindless exactly in real terms, no, it is not that way. This mind is very complex thing probably. And mind or mentality is usually kind of constructed with the body matter or physicality. The issue of the nature of this kind of contrast, and specifically the relation between mind brain, is called mind body problem. Traditional viewpoints includes dualism and kind of idealism, which consider the mind to be a non-physical thing. So whether it is a question whether mind is physical or non-physical. So can we quantify mind, or you cannot quantify? Does it having kind of a physical existence? So there are many things, right? So modern view often center around the physicalism and functionalism, which hold that the mind is roughly identical with the brain, or is a or reducible to physical phenomena such as neural activity. Though dualism and idealism continue to have many supporters. Another question concern which types of beings are capable of having minds. So, for example, whether mind is exclusive to humans, processed also by some or all animals, by all living things, whether it is strictly kind of a definable characteristic at all, or whether mind can also be a property of some types of human made machines. So, different cultural and religious tradition often use different concept of mind, resulting in different answer to these questions, right? Some see mind as a kind of a property exclusive to humans, whereas other describes properties of mind to a non-living entities, that is to animals and some of the earliest recorded speculation linked mind is a kind of identical with soul or spirit. So to many theories concerning to both life after death, kind of a cosmological and natural order. For example, in the doctrine of Zoroaster, the Buddha, Plato, Aristotle, and other ancient Greek or Indian, later Islamic, and medieval European philosophers also talked about mind. Psychologists such as Freud and James and computer scientists such as Turing developed kind of influential theories about the nature of the mind, the possibility of non-biological mind is explored in the field of artificial intelligence, which works closely in relation with um, cybernetics and information theory to understand the ways in which information processing is non-biological machines is kind of comparable or different to mental phenomena in the human mind. The mind is also sometimes portrayed as a stream of consciousness with gradual evolution. The mind can be exercised or sharpened in many ways. This mind also is goes sometime lots of ups and down, and it is like very kind of a fast processor kind of thing, and with a huge kind of memory. It's a very complex kind of a neural network that was like taken into consideration. Mind is very very complex that way. To understand mind is much in a very simpler way. Mind can be of set of faculties, right? It is consist of different kind of responsibilities for mental phenomena that is holding. Often the term is also identified with the phenomena themselves. The faculties include sensation, imagination, will, memory, and kind of thought process. They are responsible for various mental phenomena like uh, kind of perception, pain, experience, belief, desire, intention, and emotions. Various overlapping classification of mental phenomena have been kind of proposed. Important distinctions group them together according to whether they are kind of sensory and kind of propositional and identical, or kind of intentional, conscious, or occurrent kind of thing. Minds were traditionally understood as a substances, right? But it is more common in the kind of contemporary kind of perspective to convince them as a properties or the kind of capabilities processed by human or higher animals. A question is happening, or question is coming whether animal also, whether they process such kind of emotions or not. Definitely animals also are having such kind of emotions like higher order animals, like our domestic animals like cats, rats, uh, elephant, monkeys, chimpanzees. They have the emotions and they have the memory. They can keep lot of things in their mind. In the cats also, they have very first learning capabilities. They many things they memorize, right? So those things are identifying certain place, and they learn very first. Their mind is very 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 fast, and they are very emotional. Nowadays they have very fast learning capabilities. there are various experiment, various observation probably, and they have very first learning capabilities from their mothers or with whom they are living or from their owners. So they learn a lot of things very faster way. Basically the kittens, the animal behavior I'm talking about. The mind is again a very complex thing to understand. The human mind, to understand human mind, sometime we misunderstood somebody that we talk about this is a mind. Probably a mind can be classified into many zones. There are minds which is got high frequency, or that is common. It's you cannot, all minds are not same. It varies from individual to individual, and how an individual is kind of an exercising or kind of nurturing the mind. Based on that, the rationality or kind of reasoning power or kind of the mathematical analysis, all kind of things are, each minds are different. At the end of the day, their analytical power and the dialectical thought process, their reasoning process, it varies from one mind to another mind. Each mind cannot be, one mind cannot be compared with the other minds. Sometimes it might be our incapabilities to understand the other minds. It's like a frequency, and there are many radio waves or different frequencies there. You need to have certain kind of transistor or certain kind of receiver to understand those frequencies. So those waves, the minds are like that only, probably. So it is very, there is a debate that whether mind is physical or kind of a metaphysical thing, or there are many theories. Like, no, if you read 400, 500, 600 year history or beyond that, if you go, there are so much theories that is like, no, getting into understanding the mind analysis of human being, the minds of animals of higher orders. People talk about the other animals might be the lower order organism is not having mind, but to be very honest with you, probably it is our ignorance. Probably we are not able to get an answer. The biological responses by lower order organism also, they communicate probably, whether we want to define them as a mind or is a kind of a biological or a kind of a chemical reaction or biochemical reactions. So those it is like, playing with the words and terminology, whether you want to give them the mind terminology or not, that depends on the human being. Nowadays, if you analyze from Charles Darwin to present day, people are giving a lot of thought process in terms of the mind, and it also has got the evolution process. The way you have the physical evolution is taking place, mind is also having the same, is a different kind of evolutionary path is taking. But it depends on how and which way you are sharpening your, like, the mind and exercising your thought process in which direction. So it's a kind of a process, is also factors with many environmental or sociological factors, from where your upbringing, many things are involved, whether to consider some mind is a good mind or bad mind. So in real terms is, I personally believe no mind is bad or good. It depends on a kind of a parameter what we are deciding from the society. There are many things. Let's, for example, animal, when they exercise their animal instinct, probably they use definitely their minds. So now the question is whether to question animals whether they are exercising very bad instinct to kill something, their prey. So question, probably it's a very straight question. Those animal instinct, for their survival, definitely they are going to kill the prey. So that is for sure. For that they exercise their skill in many ways, how to kill those prey that is been seen in the animal world, basically rats. So few other animals like tiger and all, they exercise, then they sharpen their skill. Similar way, the crows, they have a kind of a stealing mentality, so they steal food from different places. So they don't believe in such kind of holistic approach. When they are hungry, they see to it, their target is food. Definitely they use exercise their mind. People talk about they might not be memorizing all those things, but I, in my mind lab, I could see the same set of crows are coming at the same time, and they feel that there is some food inside my mind lab because I have a lot of cats over there. So they try to find out that when the cats are absent minded, they will pick up those chicken or food material very faster way, and they bring all kind of groups inside my mind lab. So if I have to kind of a conclude a draw kind of uh, mind exercise what they are doing. Definitely they have the memory, otherwise they won't come every day at my mind lab. 3 or 4 crews, they come every day same time, the time I usually give foods to those cats. Lunchtime and evening time, thrice they will come. So whole day they might be busy, they are doing here and there all the work, but they know that there is some place foods are available. It's very interesting to know that similar way cats, they have similar kind of thing. There are many things. I have a kitten over here. It came to me when this kitten was just 6 or 7 days old. I could see this kitten has learned many things, right? Our animal instinct, jumping, food, and sleeping, urination. They will go to a particular place, and for all the exercise, they don't urinate here and there. My question is very, very simple, that how, from where they have learned all those things, what kind of mind they have, whether their biological system is kind of a programmed already, those things are already there. If somebody has not taught them how to catch a rat or identify them, how they know that they're supposed to eat cats or they're supposed to kill those cats are going to kill those rats, right? So nobody is telling them, but they learn all those things. I could see this is my kitten is now close to 30, 32 days old probably, and she's doing all kind of exercise. Even though she's having a bed, she sleeps in my bed. In my absence, she occupies my bed. And so at night also she comes. Whenever she's hungry, she will try to create kind of an attention that she's hungry. Once she's kind of a needs company, she'll come and touch body. Those kind of feeling, probably those cats are having. All those things are coming from mind, I believe it. And similar way crows, I have done a lot of experiment on rats. So those rats are like, how their mind they are working. One rat, she delivers four or five babies inside my mind lab. One day I trapped this rat and left this cat around 50 meters away from my house. After 3 days, I could see this rat is coming back, and I was expecting that part that this rat is going to be back. How come close to 150 feet away from my home, I'm leaving her and coming back this same rat? This is quite fascinating that how it is possible until or unless a kind of a mind or memory is working even for the rats. So they are much more social, and their sense of understanding, probably I could see, is much better. For cats also, they have very first learning capabilities, how their mother is teaching all kind of things. Everything they record, it's a documented thing I have. But how those small kitten, they memorize all those things in their mind, it's very very interesting for me to know about few animals through my animal behavioral lab. Another things are like talking about few issues that uh, whether mind is a metaphysical or physical or not. Everybody is talking about those are very philosophical things. Probably it's like starting from metaphysics is a branch of physiology. So sorry, it is the kind of a philosophy that is there, and so studies the first principles of being, identity, and change, space and time. So causality, necessity, and possibilities. This is the part of metaphysics, and it includes question about the nature of consciousness and the relationship between mind and matter. As I have told you, the word metaphysics, it is a probably it's coming from the Greek word, and together kind of literally mean after or behind, among the kind of a natural. It has been suggested that the term might have been coined by the first century CE, okay, who kind of assembled various small kind of selection of Aristotle's work into a kind of documented thing. We now probably know by the name of kind of a metaphysics, right? So after the physics, another Aristotle's work, it is a great philosopher. Metaphysics studies question related to what is for something to exist, right? Is what types of existence there are. Metaphysics seeks to answer is in kind of abstract and fully general manner the question, what is there, what is it like. The topics of metaphysical investigation include the existence, objects and the properties, space and time, cause and effect, and possibility. Metaphysics is considered one of the four main branches of physiology, along with uh, logic and ethics. And so those ethics things are logic, reasoning, everything is coming into the picture. And uh, the mind, again, I am telling, it's a very very complex thing. Basically, the human mind, and to understand human mind or an individual, probably it's very difficult. Even if you are with the same person of the rest of your life, you cannot fully able to understand that person because the kind of variable in nature, and I always say you cannot simply draw mathematical model of minds. So because like that, any if you want to draw a mathematical model or simulation, like no, there are, you need to have some constant parameter. On that basis you can draw a mathematical stable mathematical model. But if the all parameters are variable, there is no way you can draw a stable mathematical model. Similar way, mind, it's a very fast changing in its nature. Like no, if you give in a certain time frame, the mind can think in a very multidiscipline way, many direction it can think. This mind analysis and putting into a kind of a mathematical modeling of mind, it's possibly next to impossible, and it cannot be a perfect one. We can do it forcefully taking some parameter as a constant parameter and we can make it. But to be very honest, probably, though I understand little bit simulation mathematical modeling of lot of environmental factors, so his mind is basically a chaos theory. That is what in modern day people know about the chaos theory. Within the chaos, probably normally we see in a chaos, in a chaotic condition, it is not that way. In the chaos theory you will find there are symmetry. So this mind is also working in that direction. Even there are a lot of things receiving, like no, it's a lot of input and output that is working. It's every time like in is a very kind of a control system and automation system. You have input, you have output. It goes in a very very fast way, and response time, it works with the neural network. It's a very very complex thing. Mind, you like know, if I think the memory and hardware, the processor, this mind can have stories of your childhood to present day, and also this mind can think in advance. That is what it is. So this mind can think that is imagination can lead to many things. This mind, the whole exercising of minds can is a kind of a simulation of new ideas, new thought process. So the mind is how sharp your mind, how what kind of imagination it is going, either analytical thought process. There are many discoveries that is happened because of exercising the mind. That is the idea which is coming out. Those things are, then you try to put some kind of scientific thoughts and try to see that kind of reasonability or kind of logic. If you are able to establish, probably then you can develop a good scientific thought process of various other things. All those things, your physics, most of the things are all from the mind. Your whole universe studies, astrophysics, matter, your molecular level studies, genetics, all those things are kind of a mind game only. Like those ideas only first, how much your imagination power is there, those imagination power probably can lead you to develop a better thing. So the more reasoning, more imaginations one is having, they are more successful in that way. Friends, what I was trying to tell over here, the exercising of mind is one of the thing in modern day, because we generally don't exercise our mind. That is finally it is leading to your knowledge and wisdom. So it can be comparable with our education system. If somebody is telling he is very qualified one through academic institute, somebody is not having that much qualification from institution, no degree, but the same gentleman is also probably talking in the same length, probably what so-called qualified person is telling, or is more than that might be telling. So how those things are coming, because of, at the end of the day, it is very very important that how much exercise or mind exercise somebody is doing to sharpen the idea, sharpen the knowledge. Because this mind, as long as anybody is exercising this mind, is like, it is like an university, it's a moving university. Each mind is having a big university. We have not opened or knocked many doors over there probably, and the people who are knocking those doors, trying to kind of a understand what is there inside, they are more successful in their life. There are many common people, like, who are not thinking beyond certain things. They might not be able to understand what is mind all about, that differentiate from A to B to C to D. So there are many things, probably mind is having different class altogether, like our class system of war, class system of religion, many things that is coming into our society. So mind is a very kind of a powerful thing. I am telling you, how sharp you are, how analytical you are. The more sharp you are, your reflex action, many things will come, and your body language, positivity, many things are there by exercising your mind. If you want to be a sports person also, how sharp your mind, how, what kind of reflex action you are taking, how analytical you are, your sportsmanship, your intelligence, many factors probably that is driving everything, as long as somebody is exercising their mind. Friends, I have spoken close to 31 minutes. I don't like to speak more on minds, because more I speak on minds, and then more will be confusion. So uh, there is one say that even God doesn't know about somebody's mind probably. So it's very difficult subject altogether. So again, once again, thank you so much for listening this thing. I've been waiting for many years to explain about the mind, because I'm not able to understand personally anybody's mind, even though I talk, communicate many things. So finally, not understanding the mind, because if you try to get into understand the mind, probably there will be a lot of failures. So that it is better not to get into the mind business or analyzing somebody. It is better, probably it's a need based things, that okay, the person is like this, these are one two three four things, probably you have some understanding. The professional things are very important, because mind is like, digging a mine. You really do not know whether coal is there or diamond is there or something is there. You might get into some other activities. This is a tough. It is better if somebody's mind is there, let him or her exercise her own mind to sharpen his own idea or her idea. That is the thing I want to convey. Once again, thank you very much for sharing me out about the mind. So this mind came to in my mind. That's why I am analyzing. I have analyzed the education system in India and globally. So this mind is important. More you sharpen your mind, probably more wisdom you get, more knowledge you get, and better prospect in life in your respective field. Probably one might see it. Once again, thank you. Bye bye. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.